So the parking area is quite extensive, as you can see over here, and the people are using the barndominium, are using it for various kinds of things. And one of the things that I found, because we've been doing this small workshop thing for a long time, is that there's a tremendous amount of demand for live-work condition. Last year, in I guess it was 2020, about 35 million Americans lost their jobs, and about 8.2 or 8.3 million Canadians were on the CERB benefit, the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit. So a lot of these people lost their jobs and decided to start their own side hustles. And I think there's tens of thousands, probably even millions of people who are doing that. And that's what the small workshop is designed to help with. However, having said that, the number of times I get asked, hey Bruce, can I have a workshop, and is there a place to live nearby? Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to build, I call it a 3-room bunkie. It's about 560 square feet, maybe a little bit smaller than that. We'll go there, overlooking the pond. And the idea is that is really a 3-room house. It is a proper house. It'll be on helical piles, which are like screw piles, so it stands off the ground a little bit, and it'll be just a fantastic little place. Having said that, to get a building permit in this particular city is quite the process. It's not just doing a great design. There's all kinds of studies and structural work and other things that have to be done. And in fact, in this case, I think there's a site plan that has to be filed. So this is very involved and takes time. Unfortunately, it's also quite costly. So that does add to the burden of creating affordable housing. I'd just like to show you a typical workshop, if we can go over here. So these workshops, come on in. These workshops are not real big. Maybe you could pan around while I talk. Typically they're anywhere from as small as 200 square feet. This one is probably 800 or 900 square feet. And that is a pretty typical size that you would see. So most gigpreneurs, people who have side hustles, don't need a huge amount of space. You know, an Amazon warehouse will be, I think, could be 60, 70 feet high, slab to underside of the truss, and they could be 1 million square feet. In fact, some of them I think are in the millions of square feet. Well, gigpreneurs don't need that. They need a place to start. Could be 200 square feet, could be 800 square feet. I think the biggest would probably be about 1,500 square feet in this particular industry. And the prices are reasonable, I think. I see pricing for small workshops anywhere from $400 a month to maybe $1,000 a month, so quite reasonable. And it has, as I said, heat, and it has light, it has electricity. It will have some windows here as well, but it doesn't have air conditioning. Like I said, if you want air conditioning, you open the door and you get yourself a fan. So now you can see the, I don't know if this is the front of the barn or the side of the barn or what it is, but you can see now this is the structure that we took down on the other property and rebuilt here. And you can see we've got a master timber framer in here. This particular forklift over here is owned by the boat builder, and he moves his equipment and his boats around using that. That is a garage door, an overhead garage door, which is on, it's a keypad, and you can open and close it. It does have heating, but in industrial property, you don't really have air conditioning in most industrial buildings. In fact, you just buy yourself a fan if you want to have any cooling, but we certainly have heat in the building and power, and it seems to be in a great deal of demand for people who are running gigs, and that's what it's used for now. So what we're looking at now is the inside of the barndominium. As I mentioned earlier, this was the barn that we relocated from another property to save it from demolition. It was used as a play area for my kids, and then for boat building for many, many years. You can see it's still being used for boat building. These are catamarans built or assembled here by Arnaud Prati. I think they're originally manufactured in France, and he assembles them here. We've got an overhead door, as you saw from the outside. This is now the inside view. So it's decent loading, and we've got a natural gas furnace, which Jess will show you here, and you've got a person door over there to your right. Perfect. If you look, this was the old loft up there, which we have sort of screened off. And up there, we have a dog training group. So if you need obedience training for Pooch, come here and they'll help you out. We have a little, it's not really a kitchen, but we have a microwave here and a sink here, so if you want to make some tea, whatever. And if you look over here, just to the left here, this is a water treatment system that is like humongous. It will service the barndominium, the bunkie that we'll build here, and the small cabin that's not far away here. So it will produce really good quality water. Just behind here, these are some containers that we purchased. And what we do with the main hall is somebody can be a member here. So they can, if you're a timber framer, a carpenter, a welder, a boat builder, as Arnaud is, you can become a member of this hall. You can get some storage containers so that you can put your tools away at night. And you've got room to assemble things, sometimes big things and sometimes little things. We're still under construction here, but you get the picture. Now let's go over here. We have a utility closet here with a pressure tank and a utility sink and a hot water heater. So all the comforts, I guess you'd say. If we walk over here, we have a full bathroom. I'll let you go inside, camera person, and take some pictures. So if you need to use the facilities or you need a shower before you go home, it's obviously here. When you come out here again, you can see over here there are 3 workshops at the end. There's 3 doors there and 3 workshops. One of them is for our boat builder, another is for a cigar box guitar manufacturer. I didn't know what that was, but he makes beautiful guitars out of cigar boxes. They're not big, but they are fantastic. And then we have an importer-exporter who brings in end tables to sell. Those are the stairs up to the loft where I mentioned the Dog Training Institute is. So this is the barndominium, and what I like about industrial workshops and the model is that it becomes like a family. Like you bring people together, 8, 10, 12 of these people, and they support each other, they nurture each other, they trade with each other. And I think the only thing I would like to have is a bigger building. I think if this were, instead of 4,000 square feet, it was 40,000 square feet, you could have, 20 workshops, 30 workshops, 40 workshops, 50, and it would be a family and a community supporting each other. And I think this is the direction to go, that people need to be a little bit more independent, and they need to have their creativity unleashed, and they have to be passionate about what they do.